Anthony Adebayo.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes. You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo and the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sport.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B.
What up?
What's good, man?
Nothing.
Nothing?
It's been a minute.
No, rightfully so, man. Rightfully so. I'm glad that it's been a minute. Number one, got to get a break in, you know. You need a break. But number two, our theory has always been, hey, man, let's make sure our equipment is right before we go out there and embarrass ourselves. So it took a second to make sure that we had all the right equipment. Everything was in order. So I'm glad that we was able
I feel like I should say pause there.
What, equipment?
Make sure you have all the right equipment. All right, you know what? I'm gonna be mature.
You know what? I've been past pause, right? It's gotten out of control, man. I said something the other day. It was nasty too, but I was in the moment. We were on the call, and you know I was in a debate, and I told somebody he was underneath me.
Jesus.
Yeah. And at the moment, I was like, nah, screw it. I'm making my point. It is no pause. But then I went back an hour later. I was like, did you really tell him that you were underneath? He was underneath you? And he's always underneath you?
That's crazy.
And you're not taking that back, or you're not walking it back, like he will always remain underneath you. And it just, the more I thought about it, I was just like, so I do apologize to the person. Sheik, if you out there, man, my apologies. Never meant for you to be reference.
I think this would be a good. This is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
It's good transition. Right?
Yeah, that was
nasty. It was nasty. It was nasty.
So you know, a lot's happened since, you know, we spoke about the Knicks winning, but I mean that's gone. I think now you got the offseason, huh?
It's come and going to most people.
Oh God!
But for my Knicks faithful out there, I mean we're still on cloud nine. I mean, like man,
you got to move on, dog.
I can't.
You gotta move on. Hey, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this all summer. We're not gonna do this every episode.
No. We shouldn't do it every episode. I don't want to relive the moment every episode. And you're right. We should move on, but
but you're not.
I just can't.
You're just gonna rebel against what's going on here.
I think I would probably celebrate. I think most Knicks fans, no matter who wins for the next 5 years.
Stop! Come on, man. What? Nah.
I mean, we don't get that grace. But I'm gonna tell you, man, there's some exciting.
No. You do. So you won that Super Bowl. I'm sorry. You won that championship, and I don't know if you necessarily, because I know some New Yorkers who are Knicks fans. I just know Knicks fans in general. It's not even like a not satisfied type thing. It's more of a I want another one, right? And not being grateful for the one that you got. Now, I'm not saying that now in 10 years, you know, but 5 years, like, you know, shoot, we just won the championship 5 years. That's but when you get to like 10, I guess it depends on what the conversation is, right?
So I think most Knicks fans, to your point, they want us to go back and win another championship. I think a lot of us are.
It's not going to happen.
You don't think so?
No.
I think we have a legitimate.
No, you have a shot. You definitely have a shot. 1 year in the East. 2, you bring it back most of the team, but you did lose Mitchell Robinson, who is a big part of the team. But honestly, I'm not gonna say he can be easily replaced, but you can replace him.
Well, he was replaced with Drummond.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider that an upgrade. I would consider that a replacement. I still would prefer Mitchell Robinson over like Drummond, but I think that having Drummond that's a good replacement. I think for me, and you may not agree with this, as long as we have Jalen Brunson, I think we have an opportunity to repeat, and we're always going to be in the conversation as long as he's healthy and as long as he has on the Knicks uniform. We're there. Now, with that being said, you're right. There has been a lot of changes.
There's somebody coming to the East.
LeBron, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a lot to talk about, but we could start there. You think he's coming to the Philadelphia 76ers?
I don't know. If I'm being selfishly, I was hoping that he was gonna go to the Warriors, right? Because I ain't gonna lie, I would love to see LeBron, Steph. They're gonna bring Draymond back, of course. AD. I don't know if Butler will be there, and if he is, he's not gonna get there until like mid-season. I would love to see something like that, right? Just because they're pretty much the 2 greatest players of their generation, right? And for them to be on the same team, it'd be. I feel like it would have been something like Magic and Larry playing in the 1990 season or something like that, right? On the same team. I thought it would be, but I don't. For whatever reason, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I would be surprised if LeBron ends up in Golden State. It would. Now Steph is recruiting. He doing his recruiting, but I think he's going back east. And honestly, I think it's between Cleveland and Philly. Personally, if he goes to Philly, that's the best starting 5 in the league. There's not a better starting 5 in the league.
Easy.
I know people may say okay, but I think OKC might be a better team, or San Antonio may be a better team, or even the Knicks may be a better team. But that starting 5 right there.
So it's some things to think about, right? So if he went to Golden State,
by
far that becomes the best starting 5. And
in Golden State,
and for 15 minutes, they would be great. Fortunately, basketball is not played in 15 minutes. I do.
You talking about Golden State?
Golden State.
Okay.
I don't think that's. It'll be fun to watch for a little bit, and to your point, it'll be history because what other opportunity would you have to see
other than the Olympics?
Yeah, other than the Olympics, Steph Curry, Jimmy, Draymond, LeBron, like you said, that would be fun to watch. Philadelphia makes the most sense, but you have to sell LeBron on this idea. You're getting injury prone Embiid that is only going to be available half of the season. And
allegedly.
Allegedly, but as history has shown, and like, look, we had our good buddy Sheik on here, and we spoke about this. Embiid, when he's healthy, it's hard to argue that that's not one of the best big men.
It is. He's probably the best.
The best, top 3, whoever. Most people have to agree. You can't deny Joel Embiid is talent. But if you're LeBron, you got to think that if he joins Philly, you don't get that superstar half of the season, and you're in a position to where he'll have to play a big. He'll have to play the 4.
Not necessarily. I don't know Philly's whole roster right now, but they'll pick up someone. They can even pick up Valanciunas. They'll pick up someone who's another big that they could that I don't even know if they already have one on their roster right now. He won't have to play the 5. It's not like he.
Well, maybe not the 5, but he's gonna have to play. He's gonna have to play down low. I think, with Maxey. I'm trying to think the guy's name with an E. He was a rookie this year. He's their power forward. Heck of a ball player. Had a really good season, but he's coming into his own as far as like he's a very good basketball player.
You talking about last season?
Yes, starts with an E. His play power forward. What is this guy's name?
They done got the new roster up there. Hold on, I'll tell you who's on their roster. Is he? So was he young?
Yeah, he's young. He's really young.
All right, they got you got the dude from Auburn there. Dean Wade. I don't know, but continue.
Yeah, so the 76ers, it'll be intriguing. I heard he doesn't want to go to San Antonio, and had the Knicks not won, he would have possibly went to the Knicks.
Yeah.
So right now we are looking at. I believe he's got Dallas open.
He's not going to Dallas.
I believe Miami.
Miami could be an option. He's not going. Listen, he's going to somewhere where he can win. Right? It's not. He's in the latter stages of his career. He's not going somewhere where he can win. He can win in Philly. He can win in Miami. He can win in Cleveland. He can win in Golden State. Now I hear Minnesota creeping up, and I mean Minnesota's been in the conference finals a couple times the last few years, so they're right there. They can use a LeBron.
I've heard the Minnesota argument too, and
Philly's the best.
Yeah, for Ball Edwards, I would pass on that if I was him. I would rather go to 76ers. Brown, Maxey, and B. That would be where I would want to go if I was in his position.
Yeah, why? I'm on this is NBA. I don't even know why like little stuff like this like makes me laugh, yo. Anthony Simons, right? They got this man at 40 years old, 20 years in the league. It says it right here on the official NBA website. It's ridiculous. But anyway, he's like half that. But they have Anthony Simons. So were you talking about Justin Edwards? Was that him? It wasn't him. I don't know who you're talking about there because
he's a power forward. I cannot think of his name. He was pretty much who the Celtics
black dude.
Yeah, originally wanted.
Ariel Hookborty? Nope.
No.
I don't know. I don't know, Scott.
But he's who the Celtics originally wanted, and they ended up saying, nope, you're getting Paul George. What were your thoughts about that? We do have
about that trade?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Paul George is like a running joke now, and I don't think Paul George is as bad as people are making him seem. I mean, if you look at the last series, Philly knocked out Boston, and he outplayed Jaylen Brown. I'm not sure why. I know he had the injuries, and he had that horrible injury years ago.
So I'm all off. It's Edgecombe. I don't know why. I'm tripping. I'm tripping, yeah.
Hey, man, it's
Edgecombe.
Okay.
I don't know why I said power forward.
But he's a starter.
But
and he's a monster.
Yeah, Edgecombe. I don't know what I was just thinking about. But
it's okay.
Yeah, Edgecombe.
Well, I'll say this in regards to Philly and Boston in that trade. I I think both teams. It works for both teams. I don't think that Boston is going to be terrible next year, but I do think they take a step back. They'd probably be like a 4 or 5 seed. I think now here's the thing: where LeBron goes is going to affect the seedings. I don't care what anybody, because if wherever he goes, if he goes to Cleveland, Cleveland is going to be a top 2. Cleveland already was what, a 4 seed or a 3 seed or something like that. So I think they get better. Or they were 2 seed. Even makes it, yeah, they were the 2 seed. So they'll be somewhere around there, maybe even a 1 seed. I don't know. I think that New York is gonna get off to a crazy start next year. I don't know if they burn out. I don't know, but they're gonna start off strong next year. I don't really see that being a problem. I think that but I think wherever LeBron goes, that team is instantly better, obviously. And it just depends. I think if he goes to Philly, Philly's gonna be the 1 seed. Philly's gonna be in the Eastern Conference Finals. And if you get Embiid for half the regular season and all of the playoffs, I think they would take that, especially if they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, which they haven't gotten to since they've had Embiid. They've had some tough bounces, but whatever. And Jaylen Brown is, I mean, teams are going to have a tough time trying to defend that, even because LeBron could take a lot of pressure off of all of them. And the league is in trouble if he goes to Philly.
So let me ask you this, and you may have briefly spoke about it when I was trying to figure out the 76er player that was totally off on. So let's go back to this Boston trade with Jaylen Brown. And I get it, right? I agree with you 100%. Paul George is not as terrible as people are making him out.
He's like a running joke for whatever reason. I
think people don't like Paul George.
Well, why?
So I think it stems from his time with the Clippers, right? I think he got
because of that trade.
I think he got put on notice first when he was in OKC, when Dame waved bye-bye to them. And I think people was just kind of like, okay, Dame is really like, I don't want to say punking them, but he kind of put it out there like, I don't deal with them. And I think for the most part, people looked at Dame as he's a real guy. He keeps it a buck. Yeah. Like if he doesn't rock with you,
it's a reason.
It must be a reason.
Yeah.
So I think that stigma followed him to the Clippers. And follow me here.
Well, before you finish that, I think you're right. And that trade with all of and OKC winning the championship, that don't help.
Right. So I think that was all the start of it. Then you get to the trade. And then you get to some of the reports out in LA, right? So you get to a lot of the reports that a lot of his Clipper teammates felt that he was one of those guys that he always wanted to give advice, but he never wanted to be coached or he never wanted to take accountability. Then it goes back to like the Clippers, their team personality when they were in the bubble, to where they were one of the more outspoken teams that literally, because of like everything that was going on with the police and the racial profile and all the stuff that was going on during the pandemic, they felt like they didn't want to play, they didn't want to be in the bubble, and they wanted to give up. And Paul George was one of the ones that was very adamant that, hey, let's go home. Why are we doing this? And they ultimately ended up playing. But the way that Clipper team went out in the bubble, which is, I'm forgetting now, I believe they were up. It might have been like 3-1 and ended up collapsing in the bubble.
Against the Lakers? They lost to the Lakers.
Lost to the Lakers.
No, I thought the Lakers won in like 5 or 6 or something.
But that team at that time was pretty healthy when they had.
Yeah, everybody was healthy. Yeah.
Healthy with the Kawhi, with Paul George. And for the most part, nobody really knew who was going to win in the bubble. But it was one of those situations to where everybody came in or came back healthy, to where people started looking at the Clippers. Then, to your point, Shea turns out to be like we're talking about him top 10, top 20 player all time.
Yeah.
And just looking at the run that he's been on, which, like you said, doesn't make any difference. They trade him, get him to the 76ers, and they're thinking like, okay, we got Paul George, very, very good perennial all-star. We're going to pair him with Embiid. But his career and with the 76ers, he ends up getting hurt. He's got the suspension where he's out 25 games because of the, I guess, the enhanced PEDs, whatever he was doing. So he ends up coming back healthy. And that team ultimately was pretty good. Like, people felt like, okay, they're good. But then they gave up. And I'm just going to be honest and transparent. I'm going to take my Nick hat off and just objectively watch. There is no reason the Knicks should have swept the 76ers. That should have been a 7-game series with Embiid healthy. That series should have went seven games.
When Embiid got hurt, Embiid missed 2 games.
Yeah, but they gave up during that series. The minute that the Knicks fans took over their home court, they gave up. They took tail and they gave up.
That's
like
fair.
They shouldn't have been. They had too much talent on that team not to win at least.
Well, I think Embiid missed game 2. Did he miss game 3? No,
I believe he might have only missed
one game. Yeah, but it was questionable. So this is what. Did they give up? Probably, right? But I feel like the Knicks were just on a mission, and it just felt like from that game against the I think it was game 3, against the Hawks. After that, they just turned it on, and it was just like, yeah, it was like. It was nothing that any of those the Sixers or the Cavs could do. The Sixers though, I feel like there's something missing with them, right? They clearly have the talent. You got Maxey, you got Edgecombe, you got Embiid, you have Paul George. There was something about that team. You are absolutely right. They should not have gotten swept with the time. And honestly, they shouldn't have gotten blown out the way they was getting blown out, and especially in the closeout game. So your theory of them quitting really makes sense. It looks like they did, because if you start naming names and you're like, wait, like even if you go to their bench and some of the players that they had on their bench, it's like, this doesn't make any sense. Why this Knicks team is doing this to you guys, and you got somebody who's been all defense. I mean, shoot, I think Paul George has been all defense before. Edgecombe he was a rookie, but he's a dog, and Maxey's all NBA. So it's like, this doesn't make any sense on why you guys can't win one game.
Yeah, and it started really in game 2 when I started watching these guys pleading with their fans about, hey, don't sell your tickets. It feels like Madison Square Garden East in here. And it was just the way that I got what they were doing, right? And I was glad that they spoke up about it. But at some point, when do you say, you know what? They're not going to disrespect us in our house. They're not going to come over and take over my house. And they had the names that you named are people to where they should have like pulled together, banded together, and say, you know what? We're taking over our house. How dare they come and try to do this or bully us or take it over? So and
you know what? It gets to a point where, who do we have that has that dog? And right now, Jaylen Brown is there. I think you can, because you can look at teams in years past playing against teams that are probably look at Miami. Either year you want to look at, they went to the championship the last 6 years. The 2 times they went to the championship, they beat the Bucks, they beat the Celtics. They weren't better than those teams. I mean, and it was, I want to say, was it 2022 when Miami went to the final? It might have been 20. I can't remember the year, but the year in the bubble they beat the Celtics, and the Celtics had Jaylen Brown, Tatum. Now Drew Holiday wasn't there. Was he there? I can't remember, but they had a good team. Like they had a squad, and then when they beat them again, and then beat the Bucks, they're like, wait a minute, this team is good, but these are you got all NBA guys, and so I think sometimes it's just because all these guys can play. Who got that dog in them? Who's not going to allow their team to get blown out at home in a closing game? And
so this is what's weird about this, and me and you have lived through this time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
If certain players were on those teams, you would hear more about it. If that had been a LeBron-led team,
mm-hmm.
or it would have been a Kevin Durant-led team, or it would have been a Steph Curry-led team, or I'll even go back to like a Carmelo Anthony, or just people that we consider perennial superstars,
mm-hmm.
they wouldn't have gotten away with that. If a LeBron team, any team that he was ever on, and yeah, maybe it's not fair because he's one of the greatest to ever play, if not the greatest. So maybe he's the wrong person to make that argument.
No, it's not.
But
because Embiid is supposed to be that guy. Embiid is supposed to be the people saying he's the best big man in the league. He can shoot threes. He could take the ball off the dribble if he wants to. Nah, and yes, I feel like excuse me, he does kind of get a pass. Like,
he gets a pass because he's hurt all the time. He gets. Yeah. I mean, I was looking at this. It might have been a couple of days ago. Stephen A. Smith was on. He was on the first take, and he was defending Joel Embiid,
mm-hmm.
and defending why he should play back to backs, and he listed all his injuries, and literally this man has damn near had everything on his body hurt at a certain point. And he was talking about, I thought I'd never say this, but I feel like he should play back to backs because he's that hurt. And I think that lingers into why he gets the pass
mm-hmm.
that he gets is because he's not available all the time. So I bring that full circle to where that's something that LeBron has got to think about, right? This
mm-hmm.
team is not a talent shortage, but somewhere along the line they lack the mental toughness to get them to the next level, which he's going to have to be prepared to do that. And he's going to have to be prepared that you're walking into a team that has him beat, but you have to keep in mind that he may not be available.
Now, let me go back.
Okay, but after while you're looking at that,
mm-hmm.
and this is the point that I really wanted to drive home. The Celtics getting rid of Jaylen Brown,
mm-hmm.
in my opinion, made no sense. I'm not going to sit back and say that I'm the biggest Jaylen Brown fan. I've
mm-hmm.
got respect for him. I've got respect for his game. He obviously played for the Celtics. I'm a Knicks fan, so I never really found myself rooting for him or in a position to root for him. But when you look at the reasons why they traded him, it never made sense, right? They talked about his analytics didn't add up. It's like, okay, well, he had a really good season last year. He was first. His team was first overall in the Eastern Conference. He had an MVP type season.
He was second.
Yeah, easily could have been
or third. Well, he was top three. I know
he's top three. He did all this by not having arguably the better Celtic in Jason Tatum. Had a tremendous season. But all of a sudden, the analytics don't add up. Then we get into the other problem, and it's a problem that we all saw coming, is that the pay for Jaylen Brown
mm-hmm.
was extensive. He's, I believe it's like $55, $56 million a year. Jason Tatum's making the same money. And you look at it, that's a lot of money to pay your stars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. If you want to get rid of them to get under the salary cap, totally get it. But what didn't make sense was Paul George is making the same amount, right? So you trade it for Paul George, who's making the same amount. So it doesn't make sense to where he's older. Are you trying to get under the salary cap, or are you not trying to get under the salary cap? Then it gets into, okay, he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. What does that have to do with him doing his job or doing anything that he did? So I don't really want to say this because I don't wish any injuries on any teams, but I hope the Celtics have a shitty season. I swear I hope that. I didn't like the way that they did Jaylen Brown just as a observer, not even as a fan. I didn't think that it was right the way that they did him, and for whatever reason they took aim at him and decided like, hey, we've got to trade him. I listened to Brad Stevens, and look, I think that maybe they had some sort of issue that they couldn't work out, that neither one of them really wanted to disclose. Maybe Jaylen Brown doesn't get it, but I hope the shit backfires.
Yeah, so let me just in regards to the contract. So this is the one area why, you know, in the contract part, Jaylen Brown's contract is newer, right? Paul George, if I'm not mistaken, I just saw it, but I think he has this season. They have to pay him this season. Then he has a play option next year, the following year, which I get. Now, in regards to that happens often. Like, I personally think that one, did Jaylen Brown, I mean, he said it, but we could see it. He felt disrespected. So he's like, at this point, just get me out of here. I don't want to play here no more. I do think that him and Jason Tatum, I'm not saying that they have bad blood, but there's something there. There's something there because it can be where Jason Tatum possibly felt, and again, this is just an assumption. I don't know this to be true or not, but Jason Tatum is to himself is thinking, I'm the lead guy here. This is my team, right? But Jaylen Brown is like, one, I was here before you. Two, I won Finals MVP, and three, I mean, I'm getting paid just as much as you're getting paid. Like, they're both they both got like $300 million contracts. So I think that there may have been a little bit of a power struggle there because they're close in age, and there's some sort of power struggle between those two, and the team is gonna pick Jason Tatum. I think most people will say Jason Tatum is that lead guy, and Jaylen Brown doesn't want to play Scottie Pippen to Jason Tatum's Michael Jordan per se for their team.
So let me add to that, because I think you're onto something, but I just want to throw in a different perspective. I think that they're good, but I'm just going to use me and you as an example, right?
Okay.
We don't know. Me and you both are co-hosts of this show, not one person.
Correct.
But if somebody all of a sudden just starts saying Scott brings more to the table, right?
Like, damn.
But you do everything that Scott does. Right?
Okay.
But everybody is just hell bent that it's just Scott.
Right.
I go out for half the year. You carry the show. Everything goes on the way that it's supposed to go on.
And sometimes better. Right.
And we have to acknowledge that, because if the show finishes first, but the show traditionally finishes third or second. When it's both of us.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps coming back and saying, you're not the guy. That guy is the guy.
Right.
Despite analytically, the facts have been proven that I averaged more. I carried the team. The team seemed to be moving better.
Right.
I get it. Scott's my guy.
Right.
But
no, you're right.
Here's the proof. So I think it's not that he had anything with personal with Jason, but at some point it becomes disrespectful to me if I'm doing everything, I'm carrying the load. It seems like it's not appreciated because you're telling me that, yeah, you really had those numbers, but we look at these numbers and this is what we're judging everything from. And we feel that we're more of a valuable team when you're playing this way, despite the numbers and us being at first, we want to play this way. You know,
and to top it off, you've never heard Jason Tatum in any trade talks. You've never heard. You've always heard, like, I mean, over the last 2-3 years, we've heard Jaylen Brown in some sort of trade talk, whether it was Kevin Durant, whether it was Paul George, whether it was whoever that they're trying to bring to the Celtics. It was always, we're going to use Jaylen Brown to try and get this guy over here. And it gets to a point where you're like, man, enough of this, just get rid of me. Don't keep me here.
But here's the stranger part. For anybody else, you hear, like, I'll use Ja Morant. He's in off the field discrepancies. He's got gun violence. He's got, you know, all sort of issues. And I'm just using Ja Morant. But then you look at Jaylen Brown and say, well, it's a problem that he was the captain of the chess team in high school. or it's a problem. This guy reads.
He stands up for social justice.
Or he was the captain of his debate team. My God, he's going to be bad for our locker room because he's
crazy.
He
probably is the smartest guy in the room. Right? Let's be clear. He probably is the smartest guy in the locker room.
Actually earned his grades. We didn't have to buy his grades or his SAT score. He really took his SATs. My God, he's got to be a bad guy. And I'm just sitting there listening, like, since when did it become a problem that
you smart
outside interests? But your outside interests are in a positive manner, right? You know what I mean? Like, you're uplifting people. You're trying to build up communities. You're trying to do, like, all these good things. But all of a sudden, it's just not good enough. And I'm just sitting there, I'm baffled because I'm sitting there thinking, like, okay, so what is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to be outside, like, just gambling or
like he's doing the stuff that you would probably want your guys to do? And I mean, now the one thing I will say is a problem. Hey, what you laughing at? I mean, it's like, fam, like, if you're gonna use the hair dye, like,
the hair dye and the hygiene,
and and so that's, I mean, allegedly with the hygiene, but we see that, like, it's like, dude, like, fam, I mean, you're getting it on the guy's jersey. I mean,
it looks like he's got control with that. I think a little bit of embarrassment, a little bit of shit.
You know, and for all intents and purposes, I think that Jaylen Brown is a great dude. You know, you look at the little kid that was crying. Jaylen Brown's his favorite player. He even typed on the comments like, we always gonna be friends, and then he met up with him. You know, things like that. You know, because if you want to be honest, there's guys in the league that wouldn't do that. They'd be like, man, whatever, kid, toughen up. You know, but it's, you know, it's a fan driven thing. It's a little kid. You know, he made sure he met the kid. So I thought that was pretty dope. I'll say this: if I have to look at if I look at this trade, I look at this trade, and it's gonna take some time because I think the Celtics got a couple picks, but I don't see how the Celtics are gonna win this trade. I mean, Paul George has to damn near play at MVP level, and they probably have to win a championship.
They can't win this trade because what they did was they figured out how to undervalue this guy, which I'm wondering if he had these statistics, but if he was in a domestic abuse claim or something like that, and they really liked this guy, they would have figured out how to keep this guy, right? They wouldn't be trading. Like, I'm going to rank this trade up there with the Luka Doncic trade.
Okay.
It's right there for me. Now, Of course, we haven't seen him play, but Brad Stevens should probably get fired if this backfires on him the way that anybody else would be called to the carpet, because you didn't get the plethora of first round and second round picks that he was valuable. I mean, that he's valued at. You got Paul George, which if I look at it, that's equivalent to getting Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic. You know what I mean? No disrespect to Anthony Davis, but we saw how that worked out for Dallas. And I don't see any proof that, and it's no disrespect to Paul George, that his time in Boston is going to be, much better. I mean, he's injury prone too, and he's just at that stage of his career to where I just don't see the value in.
I don't either.
Yeah, and getting
it's gonna be interesting. So, there were some other trades, like you said. You brought up Ja Morant. He's in Portland now, which I heard a story, and we can talk about it. I heard a story that, Ja Morant, the reason why he ended up in Portland is because of some Nike execs. Some Nike folks said he's one of our bigger brands. He's one of the guys that we sell his shoe a lot. We gotta reel him in. And they said, of course, Nike is in Oregon. So I feel like, well, this is what I heard. Again, I don't know this to be true, but that they pulled some strings and said, get him to Portland and we'll reel him in. To that effect. That's what I heard. I mean, I was like, initially I was like, man, that's whatever. But then you start thinking about the power that a lot of these brands have and a lot of these companies have over like different athletes and within teams. That's quite possible that happened, because if he goes out to Portland and he's paired with Dame, right? And we talked about Dame earlier, saying Dame's real. He gonna keep it real with him, and he ends up being like, they end up being equivalent to Chris Carter and Randy Moss in Minnesota and go on some sort of run. I don't know all the pieces that but they do have some pieces in Portland. I mean, they got some, especially some young pieces. So if they can go on a run and forget the play and get to like the 6th seed, if we could get year 1 or year 2 Ja, paired with the hungry Dame who's shooters shoot.
They got Drew Holiday.
They still have Drew Holiday,
nice
who's
mentor.
I mean, so he has Drew Holiday, he has Dame Lillard.
He's got the guy that used to play for the Wizards. I think he's the most improved player this year. Avita or
the Mexican kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
He averaged like 24 or 25 this year. They have him.
And so I mean, from the Wizards.
Yeah. So look, in my eyes, I believe that's a good matchup for him to be with.
Yeah.
I do agree with your theory to where I could see the Nike executives going to the Trailblazers and saying, hey, get this guy over here. I mean, if you look at it, you can't deny the talent, right?
Correct.
And if you're the Blazers and you start to think, okay, we were in the first round, we've got some really good building blocks because they got Scoot Henderson.
Yep.
I'm trying to think who else they have.
Shaedon Sharpe.
Yeah.
They got Robert Williams, who's that's their center, one of their centers.
Yeah, so no, they've got talent, and
they got some pieces.
Yeah, you look at it from the Blazers standpoint. What do you lose, right? So you get this phenomenal talent. You've got a group that's saying
you don't have to give up much.
Yeah, we didn't have to give up much, and then we've got this group that says, you know what, we're going to take this off your plate because we've got a vested interest in making sure that this guy does the right thing because we've got it tied up with investments and his court performance is what's going to drive more sales. So we'll help you manage that. Why not do the deal? I think it's a phenomenal deal. I've definitely got my eye on it. But Ja Morant, and this is for you, you can't keep giving up these opportunities.
Yeah.
I get you didn't want to be in Memphis, and I've heard some horror stories about Memphis over the past year with none of the players wanting to travel there, and how it was not an enticing city to play in. other than the food being good, like some of the hotels and the amenities and the crime that rides Memphis, most players are like, nah, I don't want to stay in Memphis when they've got to play. But nah, we're watching, man. I wish him the best.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be fine. So now and we're not gonna talk about the band thing. Maybe we could skip that.
Only if you want to talk about it. I was going to stay away from it.
Yeah, let's skip that.
Look, we just recap it like this. It was a exchange of words. It was an altercation. Stuff happens. It is what it is. But let's talk about the Lakers. All right. So
can I make a cold? No, not cold. A hot take? Can I get a hot take?
I want to hear it.
You ready for this?
I'm ready for
it. Portland will have a better record than the Lakers.
I disagree.
I figured as much.
Outside of not having LeBron.
Okay. I mean, they don't have most of the team from last year, but okay.
I like what they're doing. I think they're building the team around Luka.
Okay.
And it may look a little weird.
A little? They'll have no first round picks for the next 10 years or 7 years. Okay. You like that. You're the only team. The way people are giving away picks, they have zero.
I'm not a fan.
Right.
So I can like it. Interest.
Yo, what? Hey, the Lakers are, go ahead. My fault.
I like the move for Kessler. I think that he's a very underrated big. Utah got him at a steal, and for them to be able to sign the trade for him, I thought that was good. Colin Sexton.
That's an underrated pick.
I like that deal. You've got Reeves
move
there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of the big man. There was a big man that they got from it's power forward.
Well, they got rid of what you call it.
Is it Grimes?
They got Grimes.
Grimes.
They got Sexton. They got Kevon Looney.
Yeah, and then they got what's his name? Start with a K. Jonathan Kuminga.
Well, that's not official yet.
It's not official.
It's not official yet, but I think that. So here's the thing: if they get Jonathan Kuminga, it makes them more athletic, right? Because right now, I don't think they're that athletic, right? I mean, Luka's just a good ball player, but
you say good ball player. I say he's a great ball player.
Well, yeah, top five. He's definitely a great ball player. Austin Reeves, I feel like I think Austin Reeves is damn good. I think he deserves the money. I think that you do pay him over LeBron because he's so much younger than LeBron. But it's just something about him. I'm like, I ain't trying to build my team around him, and he's gonna be the sidekick, but he gets hurt pretty much just as much as Luka do. They both were hurt around the same about the same time this past season. He wasn't really that available in the playoffs. This pretty much the starters they had in the playoffs are gone, like all of them. Listen. I think because they have Luka, they could possibly win 50 games.
I think they're going to win 50 games, but I think where you're going with this, and I think most people would agree with you, is it's not so much what next year is going to look like.
Okay.
It's what the years that follow is going to look like. So
how many? Because
So most teams would consider this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You say bye to LeBron, you're in a full rebuild. The Lakers are in a unique situation where they have Luka.
That's correct.
So they're not in a rebuild because they have somebody to pass the torch to. But I think most basketball fans or most people looking on would have liked to have seen them collect more assets and throughout the years say, okay, this is what we have with Luka. Let's collect more assets and then surround ourselves with talent for the future around Luka. I think what we're seeing is them going all in, but them going all in is not making sense to what they're going all in for. So most people are like, okay, this is what you're doing. You're handing in all your draft picks. You don't really have a great backup plan for LeBron. But I personally think they do, and more to come with it.
So what I will say is the Lakers will be in better shape after losing LeBron. They'll be in better shape than Cleveland both times or Miami were. I think that So they're in better shape than those teams, which isn't saying much because those teams were terrible after LeBron left. The problem I have is that they don't have anything to trade with anyone, so they're not really going to be able to trade. The only two that they have that where they could get like some sort of assets are Luka and Austin Reeves, and those two guys aren't going anywhere.
Right.
So you don't really have any tradable assets. You don't have anyone else on your team that you could trade for a first round pick. So it's gonna be interesting on because they pretty much stuck with this. I want to see how they get out of this.
There is no way out of it. I think you're right. There is no tradable assets that is going to yield first round and second round picks. Like I think for the next 7 to 10 years, they're just in that situation. Now, to your point, I think it's a fair call out is it's going to be a rough ride if that's your situation.
Hey, Cap, I ain't trying to be funny, or I guess a little bit. What else? Again, I ain't trying to be. This is, but what other team has 4 white guys starting? I mean, you're looking at the 1965, 66 Lakers. I don't know how that's going to work. Listen, because I don't know. They got what they call them, snow time, the snow time Lakers. You know, I mean, if they like it, I love it. You know, but I'm telling y'all, I'm going out on a limb and saying Portland is going to have a better record than the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, I still disagree.
I might be wrong, and that's okay. There's no fear, but I mean, aside from Luka, right? Who on the Lakers is better than Ja Morant?
I don't think. I mean, but you can say that for almost every team.
No.
I don't think. It'll be tough to find. Okay, let me ask you this. And the answer to your question, we're moving on, is no, nobody. Right?
Okay.
But can you name any NBA team that has 2 players better than Ja Morant?
Can I? You said say that again. Can I name any
NBA team?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Philadelphia 76ers.
Which 2 players?
They got 3. They got Maxey, Jaylen Brown.
So you think Maxey?
I would take Maxey, Jaylen Brown, and Escom and Embiid over Ja Morant right now. I mean, the last few years, Ja Morant's been he had behavior issues.
So
but
I'll give you Brown and Embiid. I think I'm taking Ja Morant
over Maxey. Absolutely not. Absolutely no way, no how. I would take. That's
just me. But
yeah.
Ja Morant over.
Nah, and then okay.
So Philadelphia, that's one. I'll give you one because Brown and B.
The Raptors. You got Kawhi and you got
Well, hold on. I don't have Kawhi just yet.
Good point. You're absolutely right. You know what? Good point. But
and we got to talk about that.
Yeah, he's gonna be there. He's gonna be there.
Is he?
Yes, and the Raptors are gonna listen. The Raptors are gonna make out like a fat rat. The Raptors are not gonna have to give up their picks. Watch, they're gonna trade them, and because the Clippers are under investigation, right? They can't complete this trade until because of the shiciness that they're gonna get fined. They're gonna lose draft picks. The Raptors are not. They're gonna make the trade go through, and the Raptors are gonna be able to keep the damn picks. I'm telling you, because they're gonna lose those picks anyway. They're not just gonna just evaporate into thin air.
Hey, we'll see how this is. All right, so look, shout out to the Clippers for being shady, and thumbs down to the Raptors for not investigating.
No, why are you saying thumbs down? No. Listen, the Raptors make out well in this because they're gonna get their picks back, and they're still gonna get Kawhi.
We'll see. Okay, so okay, so you said Kawhi Leonard. Who else on the Raptors? I want to give you Kawhi.
Hold on, because
Scotty Barnes.
Scotty Barnes is a monster, yo. What?
Better than Ja?
Which Ja we talking about? The first 2 years of Ja, or we talking about Ja that we know of right now?
I'm talking about Ja now. You take Scotty Barnes over Ja?
I would take right now. I would take Scotty Barnes, who's an all-star, over Ja Morant.
All right, I want to go with Ja on that too. So I personally am going to give you. I'll give you the 76ers. I'm reluctant to give you the Raptors, but okay.
Okay, you said another team. This is kind of unfair, but the OKC Thunder, Jalen Williams and Shea. You want me to go to San Antonio too? I'll go San Antonio too.
So hold on. I think I take Ja Morant.
Yeah, you don't want to have me curse over Jalen Williams.
Yeah. I think I'm.
Are you kidding? This.
I think I'm taking Ja Morant.
How?
So I think that they have a one better player. I'm taking Ja Morant. I'm taking Ja Morant. So yeah, I'm reluctant to say OKC too. So every team except for the Raptors, I feel like you've named at least one or two players.
I got okay. So what about the Spurs?
You got Wemby.
Yes.
Take Ja Morant over everybody else.
You crazy. And you'll be out of a job immediately because you're not taking him over Castle, who one plays defense.
We're not talking about personality, and we're not talking about off the field. I'm talking about just pure talent.
Yeah, and Castle is a winner. He's won at every single level that he's played at. He's been in the league 2 years and went to the championship and 2 years ago won a national champion.
Good
man, you bugging. Yeah, I don't know why.
I'm taking Ja.
Who does Ja make better? Thank God he got Dame and Drew next to him, or he'd be a head case again.
I'm just saying, the Memphis teams that he played on
were amazing.
Amazing.
They were loaded.
Loaded.
You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
I wouldn't say loaded.
They were loaded. They had guys that they had 3-and-D guys. They had a bunch of defenders. They had score. He wasn't the only scorer on the on those teams because what's his name that just went to Orlando? Was it Bane? He got paid for a reason, and not because he's a scrub either.
Bane could play,
and he's
so look. I agree with you there. They had talent. But when you take him off that team, what did they do?
They won more when he was out than when he was there. What are you talking about?
But did they make the playoffs?
Yes, they make the playoffs almost every year. That they lost to the Lakers. In 1 year, I think they went to the second round. Hey, man.
I don't know about loaded, but okay.
They were good. They were good. They were just as good. And you may not agree. They were just as good as those OKC teams with Durant, Westbrook, and Harden.
You think the Knicks have two better players than John Morant?
Yes. Actually,
I would love to hear this.
Yeah. Brunson. Tell me.
Definitely one. Yeah.
Yeah. Karl Anthony Towns and OG is.
I am not taking OG.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But Karl Anthony Towns is a better player than John Morant. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. What are we doing here? What? You Scott, stop this. Stop. He was a number 1 overall pick, and he's been very damn good in this league. Like you can say what you want about Karl Anthony Towns, about this. We ain't talking about no. Karl Anthony Towns is an all-star.
I will forever like Karl Anthony Towns, but
oh my God, what are we doing here? Like, why you acting like John Morant is Jesus? Like, he's not even a top 10 player in the league right now. He's not. And you'll be hard pressed for top 15.
So here's the thing, right? If I'm building the Knicks, I have to take Karl Anthony Towns because I need a big man. Right. So if I got Jalen Brunson, I'm not going to necessarily want another guard.
Man, basketball is positionless at this point.
Yeah, but John Morant.
How long? Let me see how long John Morant been. No, because you tripping right now, saying that John Morant better than all these players, and he's given us scraps for. He's been in the league 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Made 2 All-Stars, and he won Rookie of the Year. That's he was, and I guess in 21-22, he was on the All-NBA second team. He was most improved player. That he made the All-Star team twice, right? And you talking about Karl Anthony Towns, who's made the All-Star teams 6 times, and most of those were in the West. He made 3 in the West, 3 in the East. They both were Rookie of the Years. He's a champ now, and he's been a 3-time All-NBA team, All-NBA guy. Whether it was now again, it was the third team, but
it's a lot closer of a conversation.
It is not a closer conversation. It's not.
It's a pretty close conversation.
Oh my gosh!
So the Knicks, reluctantly, I give you the Knicks.
You're acting like Ja Morant is prime D Wade or prime AI, or he's none of those guys.
He can
be. He ain't.
He can. If he gets out of his own way,
dog. You're talking about perennial all-stars. Ja Morant has made 2. He had, and those that was his run. Yeah, he got Rookie of the Year. He was dynamic his rookie year. He was.
I want to tell you like this.
This
if Ja Morant gets out of his own way,
you're giving all of you moving this goalpost. You said forget about all of. You said don't worry about
talent wise. Now,
yes.
Now, personality wise and behavior wise, no, I don't necessarily want him on my team. But if you just say sheer talent, he's got talent, man.
You better believe it. I agree. I'm not saying that he doesn't. I think that Ja Morant is he has a fresh start, right? He has a fresh start. But you're saying you take all of these other guys that in the last 3 years have either helped lead their team to a championship or have been in like their conference finals, and you're taking this dude who's only a 2-time All-Star over these guys.
So I think the argument, and I kind of started this, so I can't go back on this. I think what you're looking at is,
let me get that charger real quick.
Complementary basketball players. So when you look at Jalen Williams with OKC, right?
Okay.
Matched up with Shea. Yeah, you're right. There's not a better duo, but if you look at the talent wise, if he didn't play the same position as Shea, it's a little bit different story. Like we're comparing Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. Yeah, if he didn't play the same position as Jalen Brunson, it's a whole different story. With that, like I said, I think the world of Ja. I hope that he gets out of his own way, but I think it's a very hard thing to find NBA teams with two better players than Ja Morant. It's a lot tougher. Now, I give you there's a lot of superstars out there, but it's not many teams that have, if there is many teams that have two better talents than Ja Morant.
You're bugging.
We got it.
What, Miami?
Yeah, Miami.
You just saying that because you.
No. So I mean, is Ja Morant better than Bam Adebayo?
No way. It's not a conversation. Again, you're talking about somebody.
I got Bam, but I think there's a healthy debate there.
This man has been to the finals twice, and he's been the reason. Like, not the man. He's been the reason. Like,
no, but I think most people that look at that would say, like, I don't know, Ja Morant.
We're not.
It's a debate.
Who you debating with? Because this is just ridiculous.
I wish we had a crowd for this episode, because either A, they'd be telling me how crazy I sound, or B, they would tell me I can't wait till we post this episode, because I do want to see the feedback to where everybody going to be like, you know what, Scott, you're tripping, or they can say, Ant, you're tripping. Because a lot of times we'll have these debates and we'll be able to see what the crowd reaction is. And sometimes they'll say, you know what, Scott, you're smoking crack. And then sometimes they'll say, Ant, yeah, you lay off the pipe, pause.
Wow. All right, so the argument is, on any team, two players better than Ja Morant.
Yes.
I think most people are going to say yes. They're going to say they could look at a bunch of teams.
Okay, so if you had to estimate over and under 10 teams with two players better than Ja Morant.
You said over or under 10 teams?
10 teams.
So to say that, if you say 10 teams, that means there's 20 players better than Ja Morant. At least.
Yeah.
That means most of them are on the same team. Over or under, it's 30 teams in the league. So that means for the sake of argument, I would say over. No, under.
You gonna say under?
But this is what we're gonna do. Because when we come back, I'm gonna present you a list. I'm gonna say over. I'm gonna present you a list.
You wanna say over?
I think.
Over. So I think you convinced me that there could be an argument made.
And I will present you with a list. I will present you with a list of at least 10 teams with at least two players better than Ja Morant.
Okay. I think that that's going to be difficult for you. I stand by my initial. I think you've convinced me that there is probably between 8 and 10 teams out there that you can make an argument for. But I think once you get to 10 teams.
Now, let me ask you. All the trades count, right?
All the trades count.
Okay. So we got Kawhi on Toronto, not
we got Kawhi
in LA.
So with that being said, I don't know, man. Scotty Barnes and Ja Morant, that's tough. That's tough. because I'm not looking at this from a height perspective.
You said from a what?
Like as far as like, you know, Scotty Barnes, he's 6'10", like he's a ball player. I don't know. That's tough for me. I don't know if I can just give the edge to Scotty Barnes.
I will. Okay.
So Brandon Ingram goes to the Clippers, right?
He does.
He goes to the Clippers.
Ingram, Grady Dick, 2 unprotected first-round picks in 31 and 33, 27 first rounds.
Is an underrated basketball player too.
Yeah, no, he could ball. Yeah. So I'm gonna present you with that.
All right. Well,
and we'll go there. And it is what it is, damn it. So this is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Boy, Scotty B.
All right, we out.
Anthony Adebayo.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo. And the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sport.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B.